Hi guys, so welcome back. So in the last video we have completed this introduction to the basics of Python, how to install Python, how to install PyCharm and all, correct? So now let's go ahead with the further topics on Python introduction with keywords, identifiers, statements up to namespace. So these are the topics we are going to look into now. Number one, keywords. So please understand, every language will have some keywords. Keywords are those words by which a program is written in Python. In total, we have 35 keywords. You don't need to memorize them. As we move on, all these keywords will be memorized by you. So that's the best part of it. So right now, don't worry much about this. You will get all these words memorized as we move on. Getting that? Just have a look at it. Why? Because they are important for us. Because the very first next slide what we are going to see is about variables, and one of the condition of creating variables is to give a unique identity, and the identifier should not be these keywords. That is, if you are creating a main class name or a method name or a variable name or a module name or a package name, anything which is referred as an identifier in Python should not have any of these words used as an identifier. So these are like no prohibited. So let's talk about identifiers. Identifiers are, as I said, they are names given to classes, methods, variables, modules, packages, all these stuffs. And when we say identifiers, we have two concepts there: valid identifier, invalid identifier. Valid means one which contains a proper name. What is a proper name? First, the name should not be a keyword. Number two, the name should be meaningful. It cannot be no blah blah or XYZ. It should be meaningful, like age, name, father's name. It should be meaningful. And number three, it should have only A to Z, that is alphabets from A to Z, or numbers from 0 to 9. Other than that, the only special character it can support is underscore. You cannot have anything else. And identifiers are case sensitive in Python. That is, uppercase and lowercase are two different meanings. So you should be very careful. And one more thing, the identifier can start with an underscore but cannot start with a number. Number should be either in the mid or at the end, cannot be the first. But underscore can be there in the beginning and the end and in the middle also. You can also have a combination of underscore, alphabet, and a number together to create identifier. So again, what is an identifier? Identifier are names given to classes, to methods, to variables, to modules, packages. In Python, we need to give an identifier. And when we give this identifier, ensure that we follow this valid identifier concept. Just to demonstrate this, now I'm creating identifier called as age. What is age? Age is a variable. Why? Because I'm giving like this. When I store a value in an identifier, that is called as a variable. That is called as a variable. Variables are basically memory locations where some data is stored. And that memory location should have a name, right? That name is my identifier. So age is my identifier, and equal to is assignment. 20 is assigned to the variable age. 20 is assigned to the variable age. Getting that? 20 is assigned to the variable age. So that is what it means. And when I do this, remember this age and that age is different. That age is different. If I'm going to say print age, now this is going to print 20 rather than 30. See, but if I'm going to say age, This is going to print 30. Cool. Okay, one more thing. When I declare a variable, should follow valid identifier concept, correct or not? So it could be like, for example, if I'm going to say non-local equal to 10, now this is a mistake. Why? Because non-local is a keyword. See here, I can show you that. See, we have non-local. Could you see this here? Fine. Fourth column, fifth row. Fourth column, fifth row, non-local. None of this can be used. Like not only this, I can't use. No, I mean, let's say case for example. Case is there, class is there. So let's say class, and it throws an error. Correct. So you cannot use a keyword as an identifier. So very simple. So let me give this as a comment. Cannot use keyword as a identifier. And coming to valid rest of the concept, like for example, this is again invalid. Could see that small red, right? That shows it's invalid. This is a invalid name or identifier. How about having another symbol like dollar, for example? Even this is also invalid. This is also invalid. Telling that this is also invalid. So it does not work out. It does not work out. Okay. Apart from this, can I have some valid names? Underscore age equal to 20. This is valid. Underscore A2GE. This is valid. Or A2G2 underscore E equal to 20 is valid. Right. So these are valid names, whereas the other ones are invalid. Could you understand this, guys? See, apart from these variable names, you also have class and methods, right? Let me also write that. Class, fine. I'll say employee. Now, this is a identifier. Now, can I have here different no invalid names? Like for example, if I'm going to say dollar, it throws me an error. Number throws me an error, but underscore does not throw me an error. In between some, it does not throw me an error. See, it does not throw me an error. Correct or not? So valid identifier concept is also there for class names. How about method names? Def like get age is a method. Now, can I have two get age or three get age? No. Can I have some percentage? No. Can I have underscore? Yes. Can I have in between some number? Yes. So valid identifier concept spans across the files, sorry, across the program. It can be on the variables, it can be on the class names, it can be on the method names, wherever you are using a name to identify something. Now, valid identifier concept is a must. Got it? Is that clear, guys? So, this is the first one. Okay. The next thing, comment. This also we discussed. Let me show you in action. This is single line comment. If you want this whole thing into a like lot of, like if I want, I can place all these things in a single block. How? See this? This is a block level comment. So one is single line comment, another is block level comment. Another way is you can say three. Fine. This is a three double quote version. Both are same. Both are same. Single quote or double quote, whichever you want, you can make use of. Is that cool? So next slide is over. variable. Just now you saw this variable, correct or not? Let me also show you some string variables. Name equal to, if apart from number you can also have string or char. Like you can say hello, for example. Now this is considered as a string. Similarly, you can also have name one equal to, like this also you can have single character, or you can also have find name to double quotes. So characters and other things can be very well stored in single quotes or double quotes. Even this can be there in single quote or double quote. Getting this, guys? And moreover, you can reassign that variable value one more time. Like I can say hi. So hello will become hi. We call this as reassigning. So what is a variable? Again, variable is a placeholder, is the name of the, it's a memory location where your data is present, and you will have a name to identify that. Getting that? Believe me, computer programming is all about input, process, output. Input, when it comes, you need to store somewhere, right? So that storage is what we called as a variable. The memory area is called as variable, and the name given is an identifier. Remember, even if it is a string type or a int type or a float type or a whatever type you are declaring, you don't need to declare what type it is. See, in other languages we'll be declaring like this. You need to say what type it is, but Python is very intelligent. That's why Python, by default, it supports artificial intelligence. It understands what data type it is by understanding, reading, by seeing that particular data. If the data is hello, then it knows it's string. If the data is number, it knows that it is number. If you are going to have pi equal to 3.14, it knows that this is float. If you want, you can check that out. See, there is a function called type. Using type you can print that. See this, print type of pi. Type is a function, remember that. So if I'm going to run this will tell me it is float. Same way, if I'm going to print type of fine name, this will print string str. See, it understands, guys. So for example, a is equal to 20. If I'm going to say print of type of age, now this will print number, int. See, it understands, automatically understands, and then tells you what type it belongs to. Cool. Variables. And look at one more thing. Variables can also be initialized like this. Variables can also be initialized, means giving a new value, giving a value to that. Let me also show you that. For example, you can say a comma b comma c equal to 2 comma 3.14 comma hello. So believe me, a will be assigned to, b will be assigned 3.14, c will be assigned hello. See, the left side and the right side should match. In case if they don't match, if they mismatch, I'm giving two variables but passing three values. This will throw me an error. See, too many values. Okay. I give three variables, but I don't give three values. It will say two less variables. Correct? Or not enough to unpack. So both should match. If there are three, then it should be, and you can have anything you like. And automatically Python identifies that that's a int variable, that's a float variable, that's a string variable. See here, if you want, we can print this a comma type of a. That means what? I want to print the value of a, plus I also want to print the type of a. See this, it says to class int. How about the other one? Print b comma type of b. Now this is going to print float. Then print C type of C. This is going to print string. Makes sense. So here you have automatic identification of type by Python. Got it, guys? Is that making sense? Okay. One more thing about initializing variable is you can also say my name equal to your name equal to, fine. I can say show up. Now print my name, print your name. Both will print show up. Look at it, guys. We are just looking at various combinations of how we can initialize variables. Got it? Is that making sense? So here we have done it. Now let's move on to the next one. When we declare variables, can we declare constants? Constants means a variable whose value cannot be changed. Like 3.14 pi value is a constant. Why? Because the circumference divided by diameter in all circles, it's always 3.14. So when it is 3.14, fine, you can say that it's a constant. It does not change. Circle to circle, it does not change. Big or small, the pi value is always same. The pi value is always same. Okay. Now, if I want to create such a thing, practically we don't have a keyword called constant, because in C we have a keyword called constant. In Java we have a keyword called final, but in C we don't have that. So how do you overcome this? So what we suggest is we have alternate ways to achieve this. One of the ways, let me demonstrate to you. You have to create one separate file, a py Python file, declare variables there, and then create a link, namespace link. We call this as link between that file and your file, and then you can read. And this linking can happen with the help of this keyword called import. Very simple concept, guys. Create a constant file, then create a link, then you can use. So you will not declare, you will just read. So since you are just reading, you can assume that it's a constant. Getting that? See here. So what we do is, see, I have created one mycons.py. Nothing. I right click, created new Python file, and the name can be anything. It's up to you. You can give any name of your choice. And then I've set p equal to 3.14, gravity equal to 9.18. Okay. Now what you have to do? Very simple. You have to create a namespace link. How? You have to say at the, sorry, here import mycons dot, that's it, no pi and all, mycons. Now if you have done this, now you can make use of this. See, print mycons dot pi. By doing so, you will get the pi value. Similarly, if I want, I can also get the gravity, mycons dot gravity. Now this is not the only way to achieve constants in Python. There are other ways also to achieve. Other ways we'll see, I mean, down the line, find how we can achieve this in a different way also. Cool. Is that clear? So this is your constant, guys. So we don't have the keyword constant, remember that. But this is one way. Import is one keyword you learned just now, correct or not? By using import, you can link two files. We call this as linking. We also have one more concept. In C, we learned a concept called as include. That is another. We call this as object linking and embedding. So here we are creating a link basically. Got it? Okay, so let me stop with this in this video, and in the next video, let me start off more into data types. Already we have seen in float. Now we'll see the rest of string also. We have seen a bit, but in the next video we'll talk about all the other data types which are there in Python. Thank you.